Nigga ain't gotta fuck with me, I'm better solo. Mean muggin', tell it to the next, I'm like a cholo. Yo, bitch wanna bounce on my dick, I'm like a pogo. Reach for the chain on my neck, you get the popo. It's real in the field, niggas dying for no reason. It's ironic how it's hot, but we turned to the cold season. Swimming in a puddle with blood, that nigga leaking. Paramedics try to wake him up, but man, that nigga sleeping. In the South game banking with no reason. Racing around drug dealers and some real crip streeters. Oh Lord, nigga, I'm a cold demon. Looking for a prostitute to bring the bag and sit down. Cause she was your mama seat, I've been piping every week. And I just slid up in the DMs and she started sliding beats. Remember, it was high top churches and dicks with the creases. Only fucking mama once, so hush it up with the streets. Michael Jackson, I'ma beat it up. Be having pussy creaming. She a lady in the streets, but in the bed, a ballerina. Got my work from out the country, cause my blood from Argentina. Yeah, the fucking 9 to 5, I'd rather get that shit legal.
It's the deal, man. Back again. It's season 2, episode 2, PolitiKan the podcast. And my boy Rich, DJ, my boy J.U. pulled up for the first time. And your boy Joffrey Joe. So this episode we gonna name it State of America. We just all gonna give our views on where we think the country is and like where we gotta go. Like what's the plan as black people in America? What are we gonna do going forward? So, DJ, what you think, man? So with Trump being president and all this racial shit on TV, and it's like, what do you think? You think America is like?
Well, do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah, I believe in the Bible.
Well, it's right there. Everything's plain in the Bible. How it's all coming about.
For real though. So you're saying this? So we're in the end times?
We're in the end times right now, as we speak.
So,
wars, weather, fires.
They
It's all the making.
They trying to rebuild the temple in Israel.
It's all going down.
I believe it.
I don't know, man. If y'all know y'all biblical prophecy, it's saying that when the temple gets rebuilt, the Antichrist will sit on the throne and declare himself God. And then it will be 7 years.
It'll be enough to fool the very elect, right?
And then after that, he will have a 7-year reign on earth.
Man, you're refreshing. You talking about Revelations? Now we talking about Revelations, man. See, I rather when we get there, the way I like to do that is we should have the source here, because outside of that, then it's all speculation.
Yeah, true.
That's the one thing when it comes to faith. I rather go off of what the words say and what we speculate and say.
So what you think about America?
Man, it's fucked up. Shit, I'm from Chicago, Southside, Foster Park, Auburn, Gresham, 83rd Ashland representative. So I got to speak on behalf of where I'm from. I got to speak on behalf of where I'm from and me being out here. But I'm from, like I said, I'm from Chicago, Southside, 83rd Ashland, Foster Park, Auburn, Gresham. It's fucked up back there. It's a lot of murder back home and shit. I feel like not even just is it systematic and economic, but it's something that you know it's a type of racism and prejudice that you feel when you actually go out. You can face it. You're facing it in public. You're not only dealing with it systematically and economically, but you out when you go out, you actually can feel it. You know, on top of the segregation and the fact that there's not enough jobs. And not even just jobs, but opportunities for the youth to really have outlets to learn and understand what it is to be productive in society. Not just have a park where a bunch of niggas is coming from the buildings, going outside, kicking and shit.
So we got enough shit to do in our nation.
We got to start with
structure, more educational programs, more something positive.
Yeah, well, first with shit when you go there, now we got to look at what we saying education is, because obviously something ain't working. It ain't just telling the kid, okay, you're gonna go to school and then you're gonna go to college and then you're gonna get a job. Why would you? Let's stop recreating this cycle of bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna send them to school, let's have practical shit. Like so,
teach people how to be business owners.
Yeah, teach people. Exactly. But see, you know, they never gonna teach you how to. They never gonna teach us or black people, especially, how to run their shit. You gotta, and you can't expect it. It's a capitalist society, so you gotta understand this is all business anyway.
So
medical, school, everything.
So with it being a capitalistic system, other races look at us like, hey, the system works the same way for y'all. You guys aren't just aren't capitalizing. So are we have to blame?
Yeah.
Are we not taking advantage of our resources here in America?
It's a
Or is our resources not enough?
Hey, it's a miseducation of the Negro, and that's what I'm glad y'all got me here, because I want to say that. Again, like Carter G. Woodson said, it's a miseducation of the Negro. And I feel like the first thing we got to do is start at home. And men being men and teaching the children. The reason why Chicago fucked up, you got a lot of single moms raising a bunch of fucking males. So males are going out and responding and reacting the same way they fucking mamas is.
Yeah.
So we dealing with a bunch of single mama niggas out in the street reacting, getting hot.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we still got to take accountability, because I was raised by a single mom, but we all got to take accountability. Not only growing up through that shit, but how we treat them. You know what I'm saying? Us as a people, we got to do better. And we got to teach the youth, men, even if it ain't your kid. You know, we got to be old school. Like, we got to try to, teach the youth and guide the shorties. A lot of shorties don't have guidance. And these kids are going out playing a dangerous game. It's called follow the follower.
Yeah.
You play follow the follower. Fuck the leader, follow the follower. Because these little shorties, another motherfucking kid ain't got the answers. He looking up to another nigga y'all don't even know who ain't really teaching them shit. So he's just cool, and these kids following him. So that's the game we got.
I think what you're talking about is like how we're perpetuated in the media. Like Black Panther was a perfect example of what you're talking about. Killmonger was an alpha male, and T'Challa was a beta male. And who was the king? Who did they follow? They followed the beta male. The beta male is the one that white America portrays as the one that we need to follow. They don't want us to follow true alphas, true leaders. They put us with people that never were supposed to lead in the first place, and that's why they're leading us nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like when you talk about the Bible, right? Jesus. Who was Jesus? Who basically was responsible for Jesus' death? No, not the Romans. The Romans was doing what we asked them to do. I mean, what the Jews asked them to do. And basically, at the end of the day, it was the very people that he supposed to be helping him the most, the Pharisees and the scribes, the people, the leaders of the church. They were put in position by the Romans. They were too busy trying to protect their jobs. So they were sacrificing someone who was actually beneficial and really performing miracles. They didn't want that to get back to the Romans, because their job is like, look, if they find that out, then we useless. And now we ain't getting paid, and you gotta get X him out. He's the X factor. We gotta get this guy out the picture. And that's what that was. And the same thing is happening today. You have a lot of people that's sacrificing, a leadership position where they can make a dent and influence for the better, for the bread. And at the end of the day, shit, I'm at the bottom. Shit, I can't knock the hustle, but damn, man, this shit's fucked up.
But it's like it's embedded in them. It's like just a week ago, I'm leaving here from working on doing construction on the floors and all this for about 4 or 5 hours. We're here for a little bit. We end up going home, me and the homie. We get pulled over by the cops. As soon as the cops approach us, the first thing he asks us is, "Where's the dope?" He didn't ask me for no ID. He didn't, like, man, I'm a business owner coming from my place of business. Well, I pay my rent, I pay taxes, we have a tax ID. We're doing everything the correct way, and we're still getting treated as if we're this nigga on the streets. So it's like, no matter what we do, in reality, we still can get treated like we ain't shit. And that's the state of America to me, is that, nigga, no matter what you do, nigga, you're not good enough. Period. You're still a nigga. Like Jay-Z said to OJ, you still nigga, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what we do.
Every time I even stopped and thought I was something outside of a nigga, I was reminded. I was in the Marines, nigga. There's a lot of different scenarios where I had a moment where I was tripping and I was slipping, and the motherfuckers reminded me real quick, like, nigga.
Because did your time in the military make you regret serving this country? Did it make you look at America in a different way?
Nah, it just made me regret not the things I didn't know. That's really more so anything. But honestly, I can't look at that. In life, you go through what you go through that make you who you are.
Exactly.
But for me, I'm just like, I'm fortunate to have survived that experience and to still have my personality and my identity intact. I seen a lot of guys who got out in better conditions. In other words, I got kicked out. I don't give a fuck about saying I got kicked out. And I know niggas who got out honorably that ended up committing suicide and all sorts of shit, just fucked up. And I've talked to them like, damn, I don't understand it. But at the end of the day, I'm blessed. You know?
So why is the suicide rate so high for veterans?
Because at the end of the day, man, like it's a dog-eat-dog world, bro. And you know, there's this idea, and I think we all to blame because it's so easy for us to be like, oh, just go to the military, have children, and then be like, oh, they just go to the military if they can't go to college, without really understanding what the fuck we sending them to, and having them, and then, without them really understanding what the fuck they're getting into.
Yeah.
There's a miscommunication and a misunderstanding. There's two things that's going on there. That's not going good for us. And part of and that's the problem. Because even now I got family members that's like, hey, we should try to go back to the military. They haven't asked me they don't know a damn thing. But the first thing they come to, oh, you should try to go back and finish. You don't know a motherfucking damn thing about shit. Yeah. Because honestly, I wouldn't tell you to go. Anybody you see me will be like, hey, if that's what you really want to do, I want to know why you want to go. But if that's what you want to do, shit, heck than that. But I'm going to tell you what I suggest from my experience. And at the end of the day, I think if you've really been there and you've been there and seen some shit and understand what's going on, you know, especially for blacks, that's not for us, man.
It's not for us.
It's not for us. There's so many more opportunities. Why would I tell you to go? You got to really look at people's thinking sometimes. Because it's like, instead of telling me to go and start a business or telling me to go and create an opportunity, you're telling me to go sign my life over for a blanket of false security, right? Because there's just, oh, you're going to get out and have these, but that's not guaranteed. Because I got no guys who got out honorably who just, 2018, I mean, I was in 2009, it's 9, going on 10 years. The niggas ain't seen shit. And it's like, what's going on? The VA can't trust them motherfuckers, man. They shaking, they hitting vacations and
so
shit.
what is it, like stipulations?
What do you mean exactly?
To get the benefits, I thought all you had to do was serve your time.
It's never that easy, man. It's never that easy, man. It's not like that because you're waiting on a lot of paper. It's a lot of paperwork, and then they need these forms, and then they need these statements. And I'm speaking from a place of getting kicked out, but I know personally a few people that it took a while for them to get benefits and anything at all. A while. And this is like very recent, like within the last 2 years. Like, so like it's like crazy.
So what you thinking, man? So what's your thoughts on America right now? As black people, what should we do? Like, should we get into politics? Should we form our own party? Should we?
I think everybody's too distracted. I think America's distracted.
Yeah.
So distracted from what?
What's really going on?
So what do you think is really going on? Because I have my own perception of what's really going on. And from what I see,
A lot of secrets.
a
A lot of information that's not being told to people.
what I see is that the dollar bill is going to be next to useless. And this is why Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies are coming out. And this is why it's
Even when you go certain places, the
Yeah.
dollar ain't worth shit.
So-
They be like, they look at our money funny, like funny.
So what's going to happen from what I see is that the petrodollar, which no matter who in the world trades in oil, they have to do it in the dollar bill, in dollar currency. And this is called the petrodollar. The petrodollar is getting ready to cease to exist, and countries will be able to deal in their own currencies, which is going to make basically the dollar non-effective. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to invest in this Bitcoin, buy all this Bitcoin, and then they're going to come by and offer you millions of dollars for this Bitcoin, and then that's how they're going to transfer their money from dollar bills into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And then you're going to be stuck, oh, I just made $50 million. And then right after you make these $50 million, the petrodollar drops out, and your $50 million become $5. And now they got $50 million worth of Bitcoin, which is worth more than anything, and we stuck with nothing.
That's exactly why
And this is why they're raising racial tension and racial divide, because they're going to have to choose to save somebody.
Smoke screen.
And when they choose to save somebody, it's going to be them white people. So they putting up all this, And that's why they're paying us for hip hop and paying us for entertainment. This is why hip hop is getting so many millionaires now, and why people are willing to invest in that, because they know they need to keep us as distracted as can be while they pull off their master plan. And just like DJ said, it's all a spiritual war. At the end of the day, they want our souls. And they're controlling us with money. And we're degrading ourselves. Our women are all going to be strippers and dancers and entertainers. All these niggas on the internet is posting drugs and guns and money. Everybody's into this temporary bag, and it's more available than ever. You think that the police don't know that you sending those packs through the fucking mail? They want you to send those packs through the mail.
Yeah.
They want you to think that you're getting money. They want to distract you from the real cause and the real thing and that's business. If you have your own business, you can move your business anywhere in the world. We can uplift this right here and go to Africa and reset roots and continue where we started with no hiccups. You can't do that with your own personal belongings. You lose a house in America, you can't just pick your house up and move it over there to Africa. You can't just. And then another thing is, this is why they're talking about immigration. When the dollar goes in, they don't want to keep letting others into the country, because that's going to be more motherfuckers they're going to have to deal with and kill when the time comes. When it comes time to purge, why should we let 30,000 Mexicans in here every day? Because then we're going to have to kill them niggas when the time comes. So we got to stop these niggas from getting over here in the first place.
It's all racial.
And the whole thing is to rebuild this tomb for the third time in Israel. Donald Trump already came out and said that Israel was the capital of Egypt.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's not even president. What does he have to do in the Middle East? How can you come out and pronounce the capital of Israel, the capital of Egypt, and you have no doings in Egypt? How are you making statements like that and declaring things like that? And what power do you have over there?
Israel's the capital or Egypt or the Middle East?
Of Egypt.
In the Middle East.
I think it was the Middle East.
Middle East.
Egypt's in Africa.
The Middle East is in Africa. It's all connected.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Europe used to be Africa. All that was Africa.
But that peninsula, Jerusalem is right above it, like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it might be seen in the Middle East, but that's crazy, man. Because those are not even the real Jews, man.
They're not.
And if I'm offending anybody that's on here, fuck you. Fuck you. Check the facts, baby. We on here fact checking today.
Well,
That shit's in the
pride versus
Bible.
the world.
It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
exactly.
So, I mean, it's,
Well, it's pride versus the world.
People don't understand the significance of what the Israelites and what Jesus Christ was. Before the Israelites, God had never showed himself to the world. So the world was steady honoring and worshiping false gods. So God freed Moses and his people and led them to the promised land, and then pronounced himself and said, look, I'm showing you guys how to worship me, and these are the 12 tribes that I'm going to, and then we're going to basically purge the rest of the world, and then everybody that honors these false gods will be purged, and then the rest of the world will know to only follow me. Now, because the Israelites chose to still disobey, like Solomon and David and all, they all disobeyed. So then God said, I'm not going to be able to do what I did. So instead of purging the world, I'm going to send my only begotten son. And this is why Jesus came down and died on the cross, because he tried with the Israelites, and the Israelites disobeyed. So he sent his son to die on the cross for our sins. And that's fact. So all these people that worship Jesus and worship Catholics, that's the real. So the Israelites were the original God's people. And people don't know this, and people don't really understand what that means.
No, they don't.
I'm gonna say this too, because I know we got an audience, and for everybody in this room, I suggest everybody look up the book of Adam and Eve. There's books missing outside of the Bible. Not even just the Apocrypha. Not just the Apocrypha, because I got the authorized King James Version. I got those 14 books in there. But there's more books. The book of Adam and Eve. Go to YouTube and you can listen to some of these books. And you will see what was prophesied in it. See how it's right in line with Genesis. It's right in line with the scriptures. Everything you would see, like the conversations and the dialogue between God and Adam and Eve, and what happened after the garden, and how a lot of things were foretold to them what will befall their seeds, all the way down to like pretty much like to today, pretty much. But it's very interesting. I believe a lot of people, one of the problems of religion is we barely know the basics of like the Genesis and the Wilson and 66 books, and then when it comes to the 14, we don't even know enough about that. And then when you mention these other books, that's a whole nother. So it sounds like
if you
talking about Book of Enoch and all of that. It gets deep, man.
I grew up in church, and I tell you right now, out of all the pastors that I've encountered, all the sermons that I've listened to, all the pastors seem to use the same scriptures. It's a book full of scriptures, and they all seem to use the same 5% to teach you. So where do you get the rest of the 95% of the Bible and the content? People don't study their Bible.
That, and they're not teaching it right, because a lot of pastors, especially like,
because they're teaching sermons for money.
Yeah.
They might have you a 30, 45-minute sermon on why to tithe. That's good, but that's not going to help me right now. So the diversity in what the church teaches is far from what it should be.
Yeah, they only teach you 10 commandments in the church. There's 613 commandments. You don't know.
Yeah, well, you're not going to, you're not getting, and I'm not in church right now, but I recall being in church and the basket go around like 3-4 times.
People don't even know about the law of Moses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fringes.
That's the commandment.
Damn, you know about it, okay.
I know a lot. I know a lot about that.
Yeah. I like this guy.
It gets deep.
Yeah.
But that's our culture. So if people want to study all this, like if you really want to know the truth, study the Bible. Because that's our culture.
That's our culture. It's our history.
That's our history. That's our true history, but it's the Bible. You really want to know the history of black people? Read the Bible. And you'll know how we got here. And it's prophesied for us to be exactly where we are. The prophecy lines up with the state of black people in America.
Oh yeah. Deuteronomy 28, all of that. You get down to those.
Yeah. Come through every slave ships.
Yeah. It's pretty.
But there were black people that was the Aborigines in America. So they're lying about how many people they actually carried over from African slave trade. The African slave trade.
Billions of black people.
The African slave trade started after the American slave trade. So they were already coming over here and enslaving Aborigines before they even started to bring black people over here. White people colonized themselves and then they colonized the world.
Tell you this, we don't know where the real Israel is at because we'll never find our homeland again. That's what's in the Bible.
Yes. So trying to rebuild the temple and saying this is the true destination of where the temple was, and the Muslims and the Jews fighting over the Holy Land.
No, I believe that is Israel, but we, like you said, like we're not destined to go back until the return.
To
the return. So that from everything there is irrelevant because we've already it's like the garden. We've dishonored our right. You know what I'm saying? We revoked our right to be in the garden. Just like Israel, we're not there.
And this is why they're trying to make idols like hip hop artists and sports artists. This is why most of the entertainers are black, because they're trying to make them our gods.
Our gods.
Niggas praise LeBron James. Niggas praise Kobe Bryant. Niggas praise Jordan. These niggas is getting praised like they're God.
That, and they understand what niggas think. They know if I see the shorty see LeBron up there and Curry wearing this and he's dropping threes and the shorty want to be like Curry and LeBron, he gonna be like, shit, I want that like LeBron and like Curry. So if he gonna add, so they already know they putting this guy in that gear, this rapper in this gear. For the rapper, he looking at it like a check. But for them, they looking at it like, look at who he's gonna reach. They're gonna reach and penetrate all of our houses.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They're doing this and they got us so blinded that we're so, because the check is available to us for the first time in history, They got us chasing the check so much. Secure the bag first. Secure the bag. Secure the bag. You hear this all day and night with black people. That's you secure the bag, but you ain't secured your soul.
Yeah.
Secure your soul, and then you realize that that bag ain't for you, and don't get that bag. You don't want that bag no more. People are willing to do anything, and this is why they tell you you sell your soul. You lose yourself in the money. You lose yourself trying to chase the bag, that you become somebody that you're not.
And without those things, you feel like you're nobody.
Now, there's plenty of people
You feel
that...
like you gotta have those things to be somebody.
Exactly. And that's crazy. So we gotta stop chasing the temporary bag. We gotta take a sit down. We gotta, like you said, we gotta educate the young ones. And as the 30-year-olds, we the OGs now. So it's up to us to go talk to these 12, 15, 16-year-olds and our families and our friends when we all have these young boys that we run into in our lives, and it's up to us.
It's too late though?
No, it's not too late. It's never too late. You only lose.
I'm gonna say
when
for
you
our
quit.
generation, we fucked. For
You-
the generation of
you
shorties and
only
below
lose.
us, because I can't. It's hard to tell a nigga that's, you know, you see me and I'm on the corner and he'll be like, man, I hate my nigga. You
We
still
only
got $1.
lose. Yeah. But we only lose when we quit.
But
So
with all
maybe
this
we-
technology going on, bro. Everybody,
It's almost like
it's
no
like
excuse.
nigga, I'm not listening to what you telling me. I rather listen to what a nigga's telling me online
Yeah.
or what I see online. Everybody.
But I'm speaking for the urban demographic, because the urban demographic ain't really. I'm talking about for the shorties that's out. You know what I'm saying? And this may be even more like a different era, I guess, because like shit, we're constantly evolving in society, so things are changing. But you know, for the shorties that's out, is lost, is just fucking lost. And they lost in the sauce and not getting jobs and not understanding the value of money. That's one of the main principles. Understanding the value of money. We gotta get that understanding in our community. The value of economics, the value of money, growth, the value of investing, the value of ownership. Ownership will stop.
Ownership.
motherfuckers. Yeah, ownership. That's why
Royalties.
niggas be so proud to wear another nigga chain.
Publication,
That's because they don't know
syndication.
ownership. A nigga would rather be like, yeah, I took your chain, I got them 2 angels on my neck.
Mhm.
Not knowing that man worked for that shit.
Yeah.
So no matter how much I'm shining with it, nigga, that's still his chains.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm a slimy nigga for wanting to wear his shit, nigga. He
Yeah.
shining for that. Why would you
Yeah.
want to take that and go work and get your own shit?
Yeah,
You gonna see
exactly.
the power of ownership.
Yeah.
Niggas don't understand ownership. That's why they want to take another nigga's shit and they want to wear it.
Yeah.
Because they think they own some shit. No, nigga, you still ain't own nothing.
No.
So your value just actually went down.
Went down.
Exactly.
Because you gained nothing.
Exactly.
And you
And then you get stuck in this lifestyle, so
Yeah.
now you're relying
And you
upon
cutting
stealing everybody's shit to
Yeah.
survive.
Man. Not for nothing nigga shine.
And then the black men that do get to work and elevate and get and gain things, they just have to always live in fear of a nigga coming to take their
So
shit.
you heard the nigga, you heard the opportunities for a lot of people. Because I robbed you. Now you, instead of you coming around fucking with him, now you gotta come with security. It's making it hard for him and him to fuck with you, and it's making you uneasy. Because you like, man, I can't even come kick it because these niggas, he don't know who to watch now. Because he tried to show love to me, but instead of me accepting the love and accepting the bread and the love, I'm like, man, let me get this, let me shine off this nigga chain. So now he got to do all this extra shit. And it's just making it complicated. And there you go with nigga, oh, he moved out the hood. Nah, nigga, you moving niggas out the hood. Y'all the niggas telling niggas don't come to the hood.
Yeah.
That's why you broke and ain't got shit. Because you like, oh, well, we keep the hood. Yeah, that's why you don't have nothing. Because that's your mentality.
So what about black women? Like, I see that a lot of black women are like wearing these like sheer outfits and got their titties out, wearing pasties, and even if they're not dancers, which a vast majority of them are now,
I go back to technology.
they're presenting themselves as if they were dancers.
Yeah.
So everything in real life is done for the internet now?
Yeah.
Same telegram.
It's
Same
noticed.
telegram back.
I'm not saying not to like it, but I'm saying as far as like,
that shit, but I mean,
if you get with a woman that's like that, and this the shit that she's gonna teach her daughter.
yeah, at the end of the day, the ultimate
And if
standard
you
of
have
that.
a daughter with her, then that's the shit that you have to accept your daughter learning.
Yeah.
So would you accept that from your daughter?
I think
And if
it's-
you
it's-
wouldn't,
it's-
then why would you accept it from your woman?
I see 2 things going on. I see one good thing I think about Instagram when I see these models is that they give women they were thick. Like, you know, we were growing up, women that was thick was feeling insecure. They was letting women know, like, niggas like that shit. So now they know what's up. So that's the one good thing. But on the other aspect, it's like you said, it's what's being taught. So now you got girls wearing, you seen all these 14-year-old girls wearing Spanx, like, damn, they wearing some shit. I'm like, I don't know if that would have been cool like, when we was coming up, but it's like a bad image, and you got girls wanting to grow up and follow that. But it's no different from niggas at the end of the day. I'm holding a pistol, what am I doing different from the chick who's stripping? She getting her bag, so her message is at the end of the day, I'm doing this to get the bag. I'm holding my pistols, whether it be a nigga wearing a dress, whether it be a nigga holding a pistol out there on the block. It's like, I'm trying to check a bag, so we all sending the shorties the wrong message. It's supposed to be value to money, but there's no morals.
None.
There's no moral compass. There's no honor. There's no morals. There's no guidelines.
Don't let them make money make you.
Yeah. And so we following the wrong shit, and we setting the wrong pretenses, so people following the wrong, especially the shorties, because like I said, it's about the shorties. Like you see, every 4 years the shit change. It's like,
like the video vixens used to get paid to shake ass in the videos. They might have been naked, but at least they was getting a hefty check. Now bitches, no, bro. Now bitches showing us the video shoots for free. Just to be on location around niggas and post a couple Snapchat videos for your clout.
Oh, yeah,
bitches degrading themselves for clout because they think that once they reach a certain plateau on the internet, and that's gonna make them pop. So they basically out here just shaking ass for free until they're shaking enough ass to get noticed.
That person,
It was like wouldn't get far. That
Exactly.
game was ahead of its time.
They don't know Melissa Ford driving Honda Accord.
Man,
That's some real shit though. Like nigga, it don't even matter. So that shit's crazy how bitches shake ass for nothing now, man. Like,
yeah.
all I need to do is just have a music video, put shaking ass needed, and 30 bitches gonna show up and shake ass.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, that's crazy that how many bitches will just sacrifice themselves for a little clout. Clout is crazy. Like this whole clout chasing shit. I know it's here to stay, but we gotta change what we do with our dollars. Once you get them dollars, man, you can't keep clout chasing, man. And I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Like, so to wrap it up, state of America, fucked up. Black men, don't join the army, don't join the Navy. Educate yourself.
Read the Bible.
Read the Bible. Study Israelites. Study your history. Study the Bible, because don't listen to what they told you in these American studies or these college courses. They just all telling you bullshit. The Bible is our true history.
Hey, organize, unify, and pray.
That's right.
Each one teach one, man.
don't forget to smoke weed.
And smoke weed every day. PolitiKan the podcast, man. We out of here.
So shoot.
What up, you fucking horse? Hey, you fucking horse bag.
What's going on?
What up,
What's up, man?
Rob,
man.
Pleasure. What's up, man? Good, man. Damn, I missed the shit.